That was really cool, guys. You guys are super cool for that. Wow. Big tough guy. She's getting her side. She's getting her side. Go get it, boy. Go get it, boy. Give me your side. Give me your side. Give me your side. Fall down. You're gonna need some shit. You have to. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. We're not fighting anyone. We're not fighting anyone. Move out! Move out! Move out! How is she supposed to move? You shoot her! Shoot her in the face! Let's go! Move around! Right there, that's good. Get your boy! What the fuck is wrong with you? You taking off the property we did! You got off the property! He's coming over to beat her ass! What the fuck is wrong with you?
Shalom. I want to start by saying all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Hakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations that I can push in this word in all sincerity and honesty, and to the hopeful let constantly enduring. Shalom. My name is Korah Allah. Lord willing to edify. Listen. The title of this lesson is going to be Times Are Cold, and they are only getting colder. Okay. Now I just show you the video of this woman, ICE protester, and she gets shot with paintballs, she gets pepper sprayed, and then she gets choked out. All right, and this is becoming normalized. It was a point in time where putting your hands on a woman is unacceptable. Okay, it's frowned upon, but now it's becoming normal. Why? Because the people are becoming cold towards one another. Not only that, but that era of women empowerment, women put on pedestal, all that's done away with. Okay, now we're at a point in time where these women are being treated like men. Okay, and that was also done by design. Okay, they had movements for women empowerment. They had women equality, right? At the time, of course, these docile women thought it was a good idea until they found out they had to go out there in the field and work like men, and also until they found out that they would even eventually be sent off into those wars. Okay, when that draft comes into play, a lot of you women are going to be sent off into those wars. Okay, if you don't know ICE, this is what ICE is. It says, based on a legislation signed into law in July 2025, U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, ICE, will receive $75 billion in supplemental funding over 4 years. The funding package, called the One Big Beautiful Bill, provides an average of $18.7 billion annually to ICE in addition to its standard yearly budget. This dramatically increased the agency funding, and it has been described by several organizations as creating a deportation industrial complex. Now, with this money, it's a lot of people that need money, and especially men, and this looks like a way for men to make money. So they will join the ICE force, the ICE enforcement, not just to enforce the U.S. government, but also the main reason is for money. Okay, desperation for money. Okay, a lot of these people joining ICE, they are just regular people. They have no people skills. They have no escalation diffusing skills. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying. Okay, they have no military skills. They have no skills with weapons, right? They have no skills at all. This is just people looking for money. And then you know what happens? ICE hires them and gives them some bullshit training. And in the end, this is what you get. All right? But this is the system that your government is bringing upon the people. Why? Because this is signs of the times. Okay? So let me get into the scriptures. Matthew 24:12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay? Let's go into that word iniquity. Okay, but you know it's sin upon sin. The Strong's is, let's listen.
Strong's G 458.
Well, it's not plain, but it says anomia. Anomia. Okay? Anomia. Strong's G458. Anomia. It says the condition of without law. The condition of without law. Because ignorant of it. Because violating it. Contempt and violation of law. Iniquity. Wickedness. Okay? It says the condition of without law. You know, basically, what laws? The laws, mainly the laws of the Bible. Okay, that's what it's talking about. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which was given to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the true Israelites according to the Bible. Okay, but Esau also took those laws on. All right, although the law wasn't given to him, he is not the Lord's chosen people. Right, Esau, the so-called white man, down with the elites. Right, but guess what? Esau broke every single law, statute, and commandment. All right, so let's read that again. And because iniquity shall abound, iniquity does abound. It abounds in our people, right? 2/3 of our people, which is the majority of our people, but it also abounds in the wicked, and the wicked is in rulership. The love of many shall wax cold. Okay, so what we're seeing is the people waxing cold, all right? Because the ICE department, those are obviously, if you watch the people in the mask, those are obviously young men, all right? And the lady that's being attacked without mercy, she's an older woman, okay? So there was a time where you would have some kind of respect for your elders, okay? But now that you have inflation, right? You have people losing their jobs, their homes. People are desperate for money. Okay, so when you say that, when you say, listen, when ICE gives you money, and they say, listen, we need you to do this, we need you to do that. Don't show mercy to these people. You'll do it for the money. Okay, at this point, you will die for ICE. You will kill for ICE because ICE is feeding your family. Okay, it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right, iniquity abounds. Okay, the love of many shall wax cold. What do you think is going to happen when the famine comes, the pestilence? Right, because this whole thing really started as far as the hearts of people waxing cold. You know, people really started keeping their distance around 2019, 2020, the time of the pandemic. Okay, and from then, Esau been constantly, gradually moving this world into a cold state. Okay, Second Ezra 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and of great tribulation. Yeah, that great tribulation, okay, which is going into what? Going into those famines, right? Lack of food, lack of water, okay? Lack of bread and for great tribulations. Now check this out. You're going to have some people with enough sense to not take that chip, the R5 microchip, which is the mark of the beast, right? You have people with sense not to take it, but guess what? They're not of the elect, so that love is not going to be in their heart. The same love that the elect have for the elect, for the brotherhood, okay? That love is not going to be in the heart of these 2/3, because you will have 2/3 that will not take the chip. So there might be a bartering system that they might have to set up somewhere in the woods or somewhere on the ground, okay? But you're going to have 2/3 that rather kill and murder for their family's sake before they take the chip, all right? Because if the bartering system fail because they don't know how to be brotherly, okay? They don't know how to be innocent. They don't know how to be fair. All right, so 2/3 is a crump. 2/3 is gonna crumble on so many different levels in the time of tribulation, the time of judgment. Okay, in the time of those lamentations. All right, now one thing we're going into now is how cold people are going to be, and how worse it's gonna get when things really hit hard. We didn't see hyperinflation yet. Okay, some people are still living in their homes, taking care of their family pretty easily. Although things are happening, they're not being affected yet. Ecclesiasticus 10 and 2, it says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. All right, now you saw what they did to the lady. Okay, why did they do her dirty like that? They did her dirty. Okay, they did her real filthy. Why did they do that to her? Because it was okay with the government. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Okay, but why? Because wickedness is not enforced. Wickedness is not reprimanded in this kingdom. Okay, everything flies. It's a lawless kingdom. So men, women, they're all going to be wicked. That's why you have homosexuals. That's why you have harlots, right? That's why your woman cheats on you, because there's nothing to fear. Okay, there's no judgment, there's no punishment for these behaviors. Okay, but now we're taking a step farther into these times where men and women can be criminalize themselves and not pay any sort of punishment. Okay, this is an elderly lady now. Given what the hell is she even doing there? Okay, her ass should be at home. All right, so she's out of order too. Okay, but that just goes to show you, man, they don't care. All right, now she had the truth and she knew better. What she would do is she would stay home with her husband and her family, right? And they'll just watch the news. They'll stay out of the way. They'll pray to Yahweh Shimi Hawashai. Okay, because she could be a Jake. She could be a Jake. You never know. Straight to the point, through the spirit. Romans 13:3. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. Yeah, be afraid of power. Okay, kiss the son, lest he be angry. Okay, fear. The beginning of wisdom is to fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right? It says, for rulers are not a terror unto good works. Who are the rulers? Your wicked ass elites. The wicked ass government. For rulers are not a terror unto good works, but to the evil. You receive judgment because you've been doing evil works. What the hell, like I said, what the hell was this old ass woman doing out there? Okay, that's why her ass got washed up. They washed her in like 5 seconds. Okay, and guess what? The mother protesters, they washed up real quick. They didn't even help. For rules are not a terror onto good works, but onto evil works. But to the evil. Yeah, the good works will be to stay at home, stay out of the way. Okay, let 2/3 do what the hell 2/3 do. That's why the apostles, bishops, and elders always tell us, don't be out there in them protests. Don't be out there in those riots. Stay away from that shit. Okay, people always die in those things. It says, "Will thou then not be afraid of the power?" Yeah, to do that, you be tempting Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Okay, do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is a minister to the Most High, thee for good. Right? Esau is a minister unto Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Okay, he does what Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah says. Esau is nothing but a tool being used for a job. Okay, and that job is to be wicked. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. All right, so if you were an evil ass person, the Lord's gonna bring judgment upon you, like how the Lord brought judgment upon that woman. Okay, and the worst things are gonna happen. That's nothing. First of all, she walked away with her life. She got pepper sprayed. Okay, she might have to sit down for a couple of days because she's elderly, right? But worst things gonna happen to you niggas, you wicked ass niggas that don't want to get right. The Lord was edifying lesson. I want to say all praise, honor, glory goes to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Bashim Hakwadash, double honestly apostles, bishop, elders of your millstone, and say teachers, so I can push this word in all sincerity and honesty. Shalom.